across the pavement, hoping it'll cave in and swallow me whole. Wonder why my mind keeps on spinning. This is how live into me what's so.
Our food has changed. This is a new paradigm. This is not just about medication. This is about what we've done to ourselves. You may feel awful, you feel terrible, you get headaches, you get chills, you get mental fog, disorientation, sweating, anxiety, poor performance, irritability, and depression. I'm going to show you that some of these symptoms that you are having actually is because there is a subtle, very subtle onset of addiction. It is so insidious, you don't even know it's happening to you. You are addicted to food. Is it the type of food? Is it a component in the food? And are there substances in the food that cause an addiction? Or is it because the food has been converted into a product? There are foods that will addict you. There are components in the food that will addict you. And yes, it's a product. You are consuming products, not food. And because you're consuming a product, you become addicted to it. There's chemicals in it. There's substances in it. The formation of it has changed. You know, the consistency of the food has changed, and hence it's no longer real food. Why is processed food so bad? Processed foods cause high insulin levels. It causes weight gain. It causes metabolic syndrome, toxicity and inflammation in the body, intestinal dysbiosis. What does intestinal dysbiosis mean? The bacteria in your intestines, they change as a result of what's getting down there into the stomach and into the intestines. So because your bacteria change, you change. Because you are a symbiotic relationship between your physiology and the physiology of the bacteria. So perhaps they changing. As a result of their changes, can you get addicted? Yes, you can. Are there chemicals released by those bacteria that get released into your bloodstream and can affect your physiology? And the answer is a definite yes. And could addiction cause behavioral disorders? Of course it does. This is so important that in order for me to talk about maintaining your diet and changing your physiology and your biochemistry and your hormones, I got to talk about some addiction, because I want to reverse my metabolic syndrome, I want to reverse diabetes, I want to reverse sleep apnea, I want to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, degenerative joint disease, dementia, and even some cancers. Because if we do not lose weight, if we do not metabolically get back to the way we need to be, we are in deep trouble. Losing weight is not the only goal. If we change your biochemistry and you change your metabolism, weight loss is going to happen. Because it's not a weight loss program. You're basically changing your physiology and you're changing your hormones, and weight loss is just a side effect of it. And automatically your weight goes to where it needs to go to. What changed it first was the biochemistry, the hormones, and your entire body's system changes. Then the weight loss happens. How do you define a processed food? This is so important. This is of utmost importance. We should be telling this to all the children who are watching. Processed foods, they are not found in nature. Not found in nature. So anything that's in a packet, a box, manufactured in a factory, that comes ready-made, that's a product. Are you going to continue to consume products? Because if you do, there's a good chance you're going to get addicted. Combination of substances that are not found in nature.
You can easily bend the limbs, but when that tree gets deep rooted and grows, if you try to bend the limb, it'll break. And so you're looking at these baby boomers, and the coding and program is so embedded in them for so many years that it's they've become rooted trees. They've grown and they've got stiff bark, and you can't really bend those limbs. They'll just snap. And a lot of them aren't ready for that information. So you have to just, I tell people who always ask me, how do I get my family members to wake up, and how do I I said, you just be the light. You just do what you do. Don't put pressure on them. Every now and then you may drop a gentle seed, and that's about it. And just let them look at your life and how you're moving. Eventually, they may start to ask some questions.
Right.
And then you can answer the question and walk away. Don't go too deep again. Just a little bit at baby steps, a little bit at a time. Some of them will come along, some of them may not. Just be happy that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're finding yourself. And then others will also see how you're moving and how you're living through this matrix. And then they will then begin to ask you questions. And some people will jump right on in with you full blown. Some people will take time. It's a gradual process, but like you say, you can't overdo it.
Everybody's in their own game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
Lead
that's
by
right.
example. Just lead by example. If it's not for you, it's not for you. If it's,
Right.
like-
And you know them by their fruit.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, did we miss that message? Like, you know people by their fruit, meaning their actions show you who they are.
Exactly.
So that whole I'm woke because you, so here it is.
Say-
Let's go back. I was about to go full into that, which is, okay, you got the information. You got all his knowledge.
Yeah.
Neo, when he went, he got into the chair, got the thing plugged into him, and he was sitting there for hours just downloading information, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he said, and he told Morpheus, I know Kung Fu. Morpheus said what? Show me.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
you know, show me.
Exactly.
Right. It's the action that proves it.
So
right.
he went in that simulation again to show him he knew Kung Fu. And what did Morpheus do? He whipped his ass.
Yep.
Beat him
Yep.
down.
He beat him down. He's training him the whole way. Yeah, you learn some information,
Until
but you can't
that
apply
information-
it.
Until you apply that
Yeah.
information, it's not real. It's not in this
Exactly.
realm. It doesn't exist. It just exists in your mind
Yes.
until you apply it.
Absolutely. That happens to me all the time. People